Hello everyone, welcome back to Tinateach HTML. Today's lesson is more inputs, specifically checkbox, button, color, date, daytime, local, and email. All sounds very, a bit overwhelming, but don't worry. We're going to go through them one by one and we'll sort it out, okay? Now, let's move on to the first part, checkbox. Now, I have you the syntax of checkbox. First of all, you have the container form is, something that you're going to see with these input types, right? Like you've seen in previous lesson, we always have the form tag as a container. So now you specify the input type, checkbox, ID yellow, name yellow, value yellow. Lastly, we have the label, and we do the same thing with another checkbox down here for input type, okay? We have the type checkbox, ID red. Same thing over here with the syntax, just different value because we don't want the user to be clicking on the same values, right? That's common sense. And after input, we have a label and then closing of the form tag. That's the gist. Now, checkbox, unlike radio, the user can click on multiple choices, all right? Next up, let's take a look at button, very short. This one employs a little bit of JavaScript that we will delve in future videos. I have input, type, and button. As you can see, the type attribute for the input tag makes all of this very much easier. You have unanimous syntax. You just need to specify in the attribute and not have to remember different varieties of syntaxes. And then we have the attribute onClick. Now this is a reference to JavaScript. The same thing with alert. Now you may be wondering, what is alert? Alert is simply a pop-up that will display whatever you put within it, okay? Whatever you put within its parentheses, and then you just have value. Now, value may be a bit misleading, but it is the text that displays in the button, okay? So you would have a button, right? Let me draw a button. And then within here, it'll say pop up. And once you click it, you have clicked on the button, okay? And that's it. Now let's move on to the next part of color. Next up is color. Color comes in useful if you need some color specifications for your input field. I have form, label. We're starting with label for favorite color, okay? Now you can select your favorite color, and then you have input type, color, ID favorite color, and name is favorite color. I will show you in a bit, the demonstration of how this all works out. So that's it with color. Let's move on to the next one. That is date. Now, date is simply, it will give you a format that the user can click and select whatever. It makes it easier for them to specify the date compared to just using a text field. And text field for dates may be harder to process as well. So this is a massive convenience. As usual, we have type, ID, and name. Let's move on to the next part. Date, time, local, okay? Date, time, local. Let's say I want to have like holiday time for my input field. So I have for holiday time, and then I have date and time for holiday, obviously. Input type, date, time, local, ID, and name. The same set of attributes that you've seen before. So let's move on to the last part, which is email. So you would have, same syntax as you did with date, time, local, and date. You have a label for, and then input with type, ID, and name. Move on with a checkbox. First, we'll go through them as we did in our lesson. Form, input, type, checkbox. ID is, let's say, purple. Name is also purple, like that. Value, I almost forgot. Value is purple. Okay, let's go down here and have a label for purple. Purple, wait, I choose purple. Okay, let me just delete the space over here and let's copy and paste this for another color. So let's have green. I'm gonna copy, paste, paste. Okay, over here, green and green. Now let's move on. Button is our next destination. Button, a new line, and then input type is button on click equals to alert. You have clicked on a button. Okay, now this is my mistake. If you're using double quotes over here, you have to use single quotes here, and if you want to use double quotes here, you have to use single quotes over here. Okay, otherwise Python will get it very confused. And then value, not Python, HTML. I've been doing way too much Python. Value is click for a pop up. Close it. Next up, let's go to color. Okay, color form, label for favorite color. Select your favorite color. All right, let's go down here. Input type is color, ID is favorite color, and then the name is also favorite color. Okay, let's move on to the next part, which is date. I don't know why I capitalized that over there. Date, once again, form. Okay, label for holiday, and then holiday when. Let me just close this one off, and let's move on to a new line. Input type, date, ID is holiday, and name is also holiday. Quick and easy, just like that. Let's move on to the next part, date, time, local. Okay, date, time, local. Form, label for holiday time, date and a time for holiday. Please, let's go down here. Input type, date, time, local. I'll choose this. And then ID is holiday time. Name is holiday time. All right. Now, last but not least, let's go to email. Email, form, label for email. What's your email? And then input type email. ID is also email. And same goes with name. Okay, now that's it. Let's check this out. This is what we're working with. As you can see, we don't have the line breaks in between of them, so it can get a little bit confusing. So first off, we have checkboxes. Okay, as you can see, you can check 2 or none, or just 1. And then if you click here, click for a pop-up, you have a pop-up. You have clicked on a button. Okay, now select your favorite color. Default is black. You can go here. Depending on the browser support, some of these may look a little different. Okay, next up, holiday when. Click on here. Now this is all good and easy. Okay, date and time for holiday, please. Now, same goes. Let's see, I'll choose 18th of July. As for the time, here you see you can change these very easily. Well, that's it for this version of my Firefox, all right? Time, you can just simply input like 12:03 p.m. and like it changes automatically. Just gonna go with 8, let's say, okay? And lastly, what's your email? I'm just gonna type in like Tinateach .official@gmail.com. Okay? Now, if you press enter, it just disappears. Perhaps it's sent it somewhere, right? But we don't have a destination for where we're gonna send our email to. So it's just gonna be blank the moment you click enter. But if you don't, then it stays. Okay, enter. If it's not an email address, it would say, please enter an email address. So all of this formatting has been done for you. You don't have to do this manually, okay? Now, that's it for this lesson. I also want to mention that this is going to be the last HTML lesson for the Tinateach series. You know, it's been like 42 videos or so, and we've learned a lot. Now it's time for us to jump ship to move on to something better. Okay, so do stay tuned for my new series. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Learn today, better tomorrow. Goodbye.